There's a bunch of BS going around like all women are hypergamous. They want someone more successful. I think everybody tries to get the most successful, attractive partner they can get. But a healthy person isn't going to choose money or looks money or looks over someone's emotional health. A healthy person is always going to prioritize how relational is this person. But you have a lot of toxic people running around, or dysfunctional people, or superficial people. Not all people are deeply developed, fully functional. So just because a woman is with a guy and it's like, oh my God, I gotta, this guy is so great, he gives me so many orgasms. From my experience, being around women who were swingers and having hooked up with these couples, I have been with at least 3 couples where the woman told me her guy was so great in bed and gave her all these orgasms. I'm like, my sex life with my husband is bad. My husband was like, you go, babe, you check it out. And I'm like, these guys suck in bed. And it quickly dawned on me that a woman's sexual pleasure is so related to how she feels about the guy. The guy can be a dud in bed, like my ex-husband was, but he turned me on. It's about how the woman feels about the guy. So there is no such thing as this guy is good in bed for all women, because all women like different things about how affectionate the man is, how emotionally walled off he is. Some women only like men who are completely emotionally walled off and who hit them in bed. Or some women like men who are very slow and affectionate, or more dominant, or more submissive. We have preferences. The same goes with hypergamy. In the olden days when women couldn't work, marrying a successful man was the only chance a woman had to get out of poverty, really, she needed to be supported by a man. But times have changed, and women are not necessarily looking for a guy who makes more money anymore. In fact, there are even women who look for men who are homeless. Unemployed, homeless. They live in prison. And they're homeless, in my opinion. Unemployed men. There are women who fall for unemployed men. A lot of women. Where's your hypergamy, guys? Let's stop labeling everybody as all women are this, and this is how the world works. People are people, and they have preferences. There are women who fall in love with guys in prison. You can look it up. I had a friend like this years ago, and she kept telling me about this guy. She was very sad about this guy who was blowing her off. And then I found out that he was in prison. And as we kept talking, I found out that she'd never even met him. And then I found out that he dumped her for another woman while he was in prison, and he hadn't met that woman either. Are these women hypergamous? Do these men have a high sexual market value? There is so much toxic bullshit in this whole manosphere space, and it pisses me off. This is a rant. This is a rant video. I decided it's a rant video. We're ranting. I think what people really look for is, me doing all this research on trauma and therapy. I need some water. I am at the beach. You guys. Took a walk. People look for emotional. Their relationships are based a lot on emotional resonance. So a woman who, people who have some emotional dysfunction are going to go for other people who have emotional dysfunction, and they'll pair up. Like a woman who feels it's okay to be abused will go for an abuser. A woman who is afraid of intimacy will go for a man in prison. She can never see him. Or a guy start a pen pal relationship with a guy in another state that she'll never meet. It's all the intimacy she can handle. A woman who thinks it's okay to be belittled will find guys who belittle her. A woman who wants intimacy is going to go for guys that are relational. And those guys don't abuse women. They don't hit women. I ended up blocking this guy on my channel because he kept defending Andrew Tate, and he kept, he would go between being nice to me and belittling me and gaslighting me and all this stuff. And like, I don't have tolerance for that. Andrew Tate, maybe he was a good boxer, and the women who like him, he's like, well, these women wanted to be hit. Here's a video of him hitting a woman and she's asking him to hit her harder. Okay, that's all dysfunctional, and I don't think that anybody should be looking up to women who want to be hit or men who hit them. The same goes for toxic women. I don't think anyone should look up to Meghan Markle or Amber Heard. We might find them interesting, but I wouldn't want to copy them. Or angry feminists. Like, why would anybody look up to someone who is angry, or unavailable, or runs away, or is walled off? I'm just pointing out that these are not role models. These are not role models. That's what I'm pointing out. This channel is about us stepping up into our power. And stepping up into our power means that we have to also find good role models. I hope that I'm a role model, but don't just listen to me. What are some other good female role models? There are a lot of really good female coaches I listen to. There are a lot of women I really listen to. A lot of female journalists, Fair and Balanced, Kim Iverson, I follow. Live Abuse Free, I love her voice. I follow Lisa Romano. Grizzly True Crime, 10 to Life. These are all women that to me portray kindness and sweetness. I don't like the women that are like very loud and mouthy with a lot of makeup. Those young women. I don't like women who've done a lot of plastic surgery. I don't trust them. I like women who look very natural, who are happy, and who seem sweet. That's what I like. And I like men who are kind, gentle leaders, like the father of the Waltons, Bruce Rivers, healthy gamer GG. He doesn't even have a beard, but he's masculine. Coleman Hughes. He's a very short guy, very short black guy, skinny. He's so masculine. They use their masculine energy to lift people up, and I don't think any of these guys have any reports of trafficking or abusing women or anything like that, because they're committed. They're committed to a purpose and a cause that's better than them. So I really think we have to be careful who we look up to. And I'm just still surprised that so many men looked up to Kevin Samuels and Andrew Tate. Like, it just baffles my mind. All I have to do is hear them open their mouth, and already I can pick up the contempt and the disdain and the hatred. And like, that's not a person I want to listen to. And actually that scares me. If you were to give me the opportunity, I would feel comfortable meeting with Kevin Samuels in a room, but I think he would immediately try to put me down, so I would feel guarded. I would not feel comfortable with Andrew Tate. He scares the hell out of me. He is dangerous. To me, it feels dangerous. Now remember, I'm a woman who has invited over 1,000 men into my home for appointments. Big men, big black men, big men. I'm not afraid of men, but I know how to pick out a gentleman from an abuser. And abusers are controlling, they're angry. Now, why don't I fall for abusers? I don't know, maybe because I was never abused, so it doesn't resonate with me. I'm like, this is just mean, bully stuff. I'm just saying, but I want to know what you guys think. I think what I'm going to do with the comments, with this, what I'm going to do with the comments right off the bat, I'm going to choose disengage. That's a healthy response, flight response. Healthy flight responses can be fighting, which is what I originally did with this guy today. It can also be flight, which is disengaging. That's also a healthy response. And I think that's just better, because I got really upset this morning and it took me an hour to come down. I was very, very triggered, and I don't blame him. I was feeling it in my body. I was very agitated, very triggered, very agitated. my whole body. And the last time I felt this way was that guy in September I hooked up with, when I also felt so reactivated. I'm like, what is going on here? It was like some kind of like an emotional flashback. So I'm going to look into that more, but for sure my body is like a no to people being disrespectful or rude. And that's what I think it was, the guy in September that blew me off. He just blew me off, and that's not okay. I don't want to be around people who the problem, I mean, I was super triggered, but like more than I wanted to be. But at the same time, those people were not nice to me. They were not nice to me. They were not nice to me. And I tried to work it out, but I can't be around people who aren't nice to me, who are just mean. I can't do that. Like, I can't do that. It's not healthy. I don't think it's healthy. And I don't think you guys should have to be okay with it either. Woo! Okay, that's the end of my rant. That's it. That's the end of my rant. So if you got through this far in my video, bless your heart. That was a long ass video.